Krista from Australia. Welcome to the Super Family. It's a pleasure to meet you, and thanks for joining us today. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you too. Hello, everyone. My name is Krista Heath. I'm Miss Supernational Australia 2025. I live obviously in Australia, but I actually live in the New South Wales state in a little country town called the Hunter Valley area. I grew up on farmland and I love community. I love nature. I love exploring, which I think is the vibe of Australia. And an interesting fact about me is that I have 4 cats. I really love cats.
4 cats.
Yeah, a few.
What are their names?
I have Snowball. He's white. He's very cute and fluffy. I have Arrow, Princess Layla, and I also have Precious. They're very cute cats, and I've kind of collected them over the years, taken them in from people, and yeah, they're very much a part of me.
Say hi to them.
Yes, one's actually sitting behind the computer screen, which is pretty funny.
Okay, Krista, pleasure to meet you. Eduardo from Brazil, thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you here with us in this Super Chat episode. Can you please introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
Yes, thank you so much, Eva, for the welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Eduarda Brown. I'm 23 years old, and I come from a small town in Brazil. My parents are farmers, and since I was a child, they taught me the values of hard work and the importance of follow my dreams. Even though I love where I came from, and I always dream bigger. I believe I'm the first person from my town to sing nationally. It's a place, a few opportunities, and it was through education that I'm learning I could dream big and change my life. That is why I become a teacher. Inspired by this purpose, I and my passion for teaching, I created a project called Leaders of Tomorrow. And through this project, I give talks to students from small communities, encourage them to believe in their dreams, and think about the importance of having a life plan. Along my journey, I enjoyed beauty contests. They helped me grow and open many doors. Today, I work as a model, digital influencer, and a presenter. Even though I was crowned by Miss Supranational Brazil just a few days ago, I've learned to turn a small chance into big opportunities. I believe I'm here to open new doors not only for myself but for everyone who comes from a small place and has a big dreams.
Very true. Great story, and I hope to hear more in the second block of this Super Chat episode where we will be discussing your life stories, Eduardo. So see you soon. Tracy from Cayman Islands, so great to meet you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Can you please introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
Thank you for having me. I'm Tracy Carolina Campbell, and I'm Miss Supranational Cayman Islands. I'm so proud to be here, so thank you for having me, Ivan. I am a student, model, athlete, and advocate turned beauty queen, and I was born and raised here in the Cayman Islands, and it's an honor to be able to represent my islands on the international stage. A little bit about me is that I have been playing sports my whole life. So finally being able to transition into a new playing field. So it's pretty exciting. I've been playing football and softball, and I've also recently picked up Muay Thai alongside weight training because we love a multifaceted queen, right? I've also have an adventurous and curious spirit, so I love to travel. Also, being bilingual and multicultural also fuels my desire to travel the world. I am a island girl, so I have a deep connection to nature. So I make it a priority of mine to go to the beach as often as possible. I'm also a proud animal lover with 2 pets, a dog and a rabbit, and I promise they get along. And aside from adventure and sport, I dedicate my time to volunteering with multiple organizations here in the Cayman Islands to raise awareness for their causes while also advocating for my cause, Health is Wealth, which is an initiative I've started to be able to educate our youth the importance of holistic health in our everyday life and how important it is to build that foundation for our future generations. So that is a little about me, and I'm really excited to have this opportunity with the Miss Supranational organization.
Thank you, Tracy. It's an honor to have you here with us, and it's going to be a little bit more about you, but very soon. Yeah, see you soon. Shanti from Curacao, nice to meet you. And we're excited to get to know you a little bit better. Could you please introduce yourself?
Nice to meet you as well, Ivan. Hello, everyone. I'm Kushanti Lehitu, 24 years old, representing the beautiful island of Curacao. Fun fact, even though I come from a paradise full of amazing creatures and beautiful natures, I am literally extremely terrified of almost every animal. But when a supranational organization visited Curacao, we had to go swimming with dolphins. And I actually conquered a little of my fears, so I will say that I'm making progress. I've been involved in pageants since I was 17 years old, and I represented the Netherlands internationally. And I'm grateful to say that I have won that pageant, Miss Teenager Universe. And I see you looking, Ivan. You heard it good. I said the Netherlands because my journey began when my father had a motorcycle accident in Curacao when my mom was pregnant with me, which left him paralyzed. And due to the lack of medical care back then in Curacao, I'm grateful to say that they have developed now. But then, unfortunately, my parents had to move to the Netherlands, and that's where I was born. So I have been living in two worlds. From Curacao, I have inherited a great sense of community and hospitality, where people uplift and support each other. So just a very warm feeling. And from in the Netherlands, I have a great sense of directness and also independence that learned me to speak my mind and to go after what I want. And I think that contributed to the fact that I am a professional social worker nowadays, specialized in youth. I work with unaccompanied asylum seekers, where we empower them and learn them to be self-sufficient. And I live every belief that even a small change, small action of me can lead to life-changing event for somebody else. And that's also the reason why I have started my from the ground up project in Curacao, empowering refugee youth, but also changing public perception. And I believe that we as a island have developed a lot, but in this specific team, there is still so much more that we can do. And that's also why I decided to participate in the supranational pageant, because supranational says it all, going beyond borders. And I believe with this platform, I will be able to advocate for what I believe in. And a part of that, I will also be able to meet amazing girls and make a lot of connections. So I'm super happy to be here.
For sure. Thank you very much, Shanti, for such a great introduction. And we're happy that you're with us this year.
Thank you, Ivan.
Ayushri from India, thank you for joining. It's an honor to have you with us today. Could you please introduce yourself?
Namaste everyone. I'm Ayushri Malik from the capital city of India, Delhi. I'm currently pursuing psychology and have been freelancing as a model. I have been an interzonal level basketball player and love dance and music. I'm raised by a single mother who is a fierce cop to many, but the biggest cheerleader for me. It is her spirit of public service that led me to Brave Hearts, which is my ground up, that inspire people to turn their struggles into strength. I'm here at the supranational platform to share my story and hopefully inspire girls to build their life in a meaningful and fulfilling manner. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Ayushri, and welcome to the Super family.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Paolo from Nigeria, nice to meet you. Can you please briefly introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
Hi, everyone. I am so blessed and excited to be here. My name is Paula Azindu. I am a 27-year-old procurement specialist for childcare investment company. And honestly, I just love to have fun. I love to make people feel good. And I just love to live life.
Like all of us. Thank you for this introduction, Paula. Valerie from Puerto Rico. Hi, and welcome to the Super family. So excited to get to know you better, as well as our audience are.
Hi, Ivan. It's very good to meet you. It's a pleasure, actually. And hi, everyone watching.
Pleasure to meet you. Could you please briefly introduce yourself, Valerie?
Of course. My name is Valerie Clepatlo Ramirez. I am 22 years old, currently doing a double bachelor's degree in marketing and fashion. I believe that something that identifies me as a person is that I am very open minded and authentic. Something that describes me as a person is my ability to be 100% myself. I come from a family of risk takers who moved across countries to follow their dreams, education, and opportunities. Because of this, I'm very open to traditions and culture. And speaking of fun, my activity is something that I like to do. I love to read, I love to write, I love to hear music. It's something I actually do often. And lastly, I would say sports. Sports have always been part of my life, and once upon a time, there was a safe haven. Now, before I talk a little bit more about myself, I can say that something that I strive to work on is the community and especially the elderly. I come from a family of doctors in which they have shown me the value of being empathetic, but also of being a person that seeks change in the world and seeks to help others. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Nice to meet you, Valerie. Krista from Australia, time to discuss your life stories. You were a competitive gymnast until the age of 21. What kind of transferable life skills did that teach you, and how do you use that during your Miss Supranational experience this year?
So, when you actually do gymnastics, most people start when they're really young, like when they're 5 or 6. But I actually started doing gymnastics when I was 16, which is really late to come into gymnastics. I'd actually been told it was something that I would never be able to achieve. And so I kind of goal set to prove people wrong. And I went on to compete till I was 21 competitively, and I won quite a few competitions. I think what I learned from that is that you are never too old to achieve any goal that you set yourself to. And if you're determined enough, you will get there. And so that was definitely the goal I learned in starting gymnastics.
Yeah, for sure, and a great idea to share with our audience. You're never too old to achieve anything. Thank you, Krista. And another part of your life is that you're currently a foster carer.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked. So, I actually grew up in a household where foster caring is very natural, very part of everything. My parents became carers when I was 12 years old. And so, I've really grown up with understanding the value and importance of it. Becoming a child protection caseworker, I got to see both ends of things when kids are in care and before they come into care. And I just felt like if I was working in that industry, I wanted to make a bit of change. So, I became a carer, and I am so lucky enough to say that I am a carer to a 12-year-old boy, which I've had living with me for 3 years, and he is just the absolute sunshine of my life. I think we learn so much from each other, and it's just really valuable.
It truly is. Thank you very much, Krista, for sharing this. Eduardo from Brazil, excited to get to know you better and discuss some of your life stories and experiences, and and your family. Because you said your parents always encouraged you to follow your dreams through education. Tell us a bit more about a special impact that it and your parents had on you.
My family is so important in my life, and they are my basic because it doesn't matter how far I go, they always remind me the importance of never losing my essence. And my parents don't didn't have the chance to study, and my mother always said me the importance of education, because through the education I dreams and tend your life, and I believe in this. I have a degree in Portuguese and English and pedagogy, because I always fascinated me for the power to influence lives and transform lives through the education. My parents always believe in me and support me in my journey.
Great story, and yeah, well, say hi to your parents and your family from all of us. There's another thing that I would like to discuss with you tonight, which is one of your fears. you told us that you were once fearful, you were afraid of being compared to others, especially other beauty queens. How have you turned this fear into motivation to create your own legacy?
Well, one of my biggest fears was being compared to others, especially in pageants, where former Miss Brazil internationals often become a great reference for me and the Miss World. But I'm learning that comparison is still our joy, and that each woman has her own unique time and power. And I'm learning that when you learn about you, um, and the power that you have to demonstration for the world, your power, and I learned that we are unique, and the comparison is not the key. And not they are now, they are my inspiration. And I've learned that self-knowledge help us not to compare the others.
Yeah, great idea, and thank you for sharing this idea with us tonight, Eduarda. Tracy from Cayman Islands, let's talk a little bit about your multicultural roots, as you already mentioned in your introduction. Could you please share a bit more about that and how it shaped you to be the woman you are today?
So I come from a very diverse background. Call me full West Indian if you want, but I have a Jamaican dad and a Honduran mom. My mom migrated here about 20 years ago to be able to explore and try new things here in the Cayman Islands. And my dad has been living here for 40 years. He moved here with the opportunity to work for our local airline, Cayman Airways, and he's been dedicated to serving that company ever since. And both of my parents being from another country, migrating here to the Cayman Islands, they saw the beauty and the potential of this country and were able to call it home. And I'm so blessed that they chose this wonderful country to have me. And I've been here calling it home ever since. Having these two parents from two very different backgrounds is such an honor and humbling experience. I spent most of my childhood traveling between both Jamaica and Honduras, and it's been able to teach me to be compassionate and to be understanding of other situations, and to really understand that you really never know what somebody is going through. So having these multicultural ties in my bloodline has only told me to appreciate what I have and to understand that there's people from different countries, and I can only be able to kind of understand and see what they are also experiencing. So I really have a big sense of understanding, especially with all my mixed roots in my blood.
Yeah, true. Thank you for sharing this, and let's discuss another facet of yours. You mentioned that you have developed a love for competition and traveling since the age of 12. Tell us a bit more about that.
Since I watched my first World Cup in 2006, I have been in love with the sport of football. I am a big Manchester United fan. Can no one take that from me ever? But since learning about sports, I was able to find out I'm pretty athletic. So I thrive really well in any type of challenge you put me in. But my favorites are football and softball, and I have been committed to staying active. And it's been really helpful for my mental health, especially as a kid. You know, that was a really good outlet for me, especially facing challenges in my everyday life. And as I got older, I was always active, continued playing sports. I was able to travel internationally and represent my island super proudly. And as I turned 18, I found the field of pageantry, and that became my next sport. So I've been competed in 2 competitions, 3 actually, before actually winning this title of Miss Supranational Cayman Islands. And I didn't win my first competition, so that athlete mindset came right back to me and was just like, Tracy, are you really competing against these other girls, or are you competing against yourself? And that is the mindset I came into when it came to pageants. So being that 12-year-old athlete playing football now into a beauty queen in high heels, only wanting to bettering myself, is really what fueled me being here today.
Yeah, great story. Thank you for sharing it, Tracy. Shanti from Curacao, let's talk a little bit about your family again. You already mentioned your family story in your introduction, but yeah, let's talk a little bit more about this. You told us you always knew your family situation was different. So can we please get back to this topic? And could you please also tell us how this situation shaped you to become the person you are today?
Yes, of course. So, as I told you in my introduction, before that I was born, my father had a motorcycle accident, which actually left him paralyzed. And my mom, being pregnant of me at only 17 years old, they have experienced a lot of challenges. And they had to come to the Netherlands, start a new life, but also being able to rely on each other while raising a child, me. And although I didn't experience the accident, as a child, you know when your parents are going through a lot. You know when your parents are struggling. But what I adore what I adore of them is the fact that although they have been through so many things and life-changing events, they didn't let those things define them. Like my father, not being able to walk is it's a very big thing. It's literally going from walking, doing your things in daily life, from sitting in a wheelchair and have to adapt yourself. And I believe it's you have to be strong to be able to not let those things define you. And that's also what I did, knowing that I had those challenges, knowing that I had to take that leadership role to be there for them, but not letting those things make me who I am. It made me resilient. It made me determined. It made me to become the woman that I am today. I'm happy to say that after all their sacrifices, I'm able to say that I have a bachelor degree right now, and not only focusing on my life and growing myself, but being able to give back to community and helping to change lives. And all of those things I can do right now because of them, actually. So I'm very happy to say that the experience that my parents had made me such a strong and amazing woman. And I'm so grateful for them to have been able to give me such a good upbringing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this personal story with us. It's really encouraging, and I believe many women watching us right now look up to you um, as their model. Thank you for sharing this. And
Thank you, Ivan.
also, Shanti, let's talk about your dreams. It's always great to be talking about
Ooh.
dreams. Um,
Yes.
so one of your dreams is to create an empowerment school. Um, could you tell us a story behind that?
Yes, of course. I have been living, or my upbringing has been in an underprivileged neighborhood, where I have seen that because of a lot of projects, but also community work, they can really make something in somebody spark and giving people a dream that they never had before. If I go back in time, I really love playing sports, but I really didn't know what was my passion. And I knew that one day they had a community activity here where they were playing field hockey, and I thought, oh, so much fun. So I entered the training. And sometimes in life, we as human beings don't see what we're good at. We don't see our talents, but they saw it in me, and they told me, okay, we see you're good in this, so maybe you have to keep on going with this, and we're going to enter you at a sport club. And they did. And eventually it became such a success that I played hockey on high level, and it was such a fun time in my life. I also went to a special high school to combine playing hockey and being able to train, but also educating myself. And that's why I believe that empowerment is such a great thing, and a lot of things can start there. And being a social worker, empowerment is one of the core values. So that's why at the end of the day, after working and gaining more and more knowledge, I really want to open my own school to be able to give back what I have got.
Thank you for sharing your life stories, Shanti. Ashri from India, let's discuss your life stories and, well, actually, things that made you who you are. Um, this one will be pretty personal. You wrote us that you lost your father at a young age. Tell us how it shaped you to be the woman you are today.
Well, I feel that life is all about turning your pain into power. As a child, I went through this devastating tragedy where I lost my father, and I had a constant doubt, a constant fear that I am losing people in my life because it started with my own father. But that's when my mother became my superhero. She made sure that I lead this beautiful life where I don't feel worthy, that, I don't doubt myself. Because once I lost my father, I felt that I'm not capable enough and the world sees me as an incomplete child. But she fulfilled me, and this thing shaped me to the person I am today, because it's about turning your capabilities and giving your full potential to the world. She has made sure that I am a soldier who walks through fire. She took up the job of a police constable, and she earned for my family, for my younger brother. And she is the beacon and epitome of the modern women that the world should look up to. So, my story is this journey of starting from the bottom to rising to the top, to the point that I stand here as a confident woman.
Wow, what a story and what an example your mom is. Thank you for sharing this very personal story, Ayushri. But yeah, let's discuss something you feel about yourself now. Because you described yourself, among other things, as a resilient rock star, which is very unusual and interesting. So tell us, what do you mean by that?
When I say resilient rock star, I say that I am a person who's been shaped deeply by the sports, and sports teaches us a lot about life. I have learned that, in life, you should take rebounds in life the way you take it in basketball. I have been a basketball player. So whether it's, rising up again once you have failed a game, whether it's about working well with your team members, I think all these spirits has made me a rock star, which is being resilient in everything that you do. So that's just putting things brightly and giving your all, learning lessons from every game and putting that into life.
Wow, yeah, thank you for sharing these stories with us tonight, Ayushri. Paul from Nigeria, let's share some of your life stories if you don't mind. You told us that you have a
Absolutely.
series of responsibilities as the Ada, the eldest daughter of a Nigerian
Yes.
uh, family. Can you tell us a
Yes.
little bit more about that? Because this is very interesting, cross-cultural.
So in Nigerian culture, Ada is considered the first daughter, or it is the first daughter, and it's a really, really large role, and it comes with a lot of responsibility. So to be an Ada essentially means to be the second mother. You learn compassion, you learn empathy, you learn selflessness at a very, very young age. And when you're growing up, it's not something that you appreciate, but as soon as you learn what it all really means, and all the sacrifices that you made, you understand that it's really love, it's selfless love. And so just being an ada honestly is a gift. It really is. And I feel like most of the adas out there can resonate that it is a tough job, but I can assure you it just makes you such an independent, confident, wholesome woman, because you genuinely find pleasure and joy and just helping people and giving back, so yeah.
Yeah, wow, interesting. Um, Thank you, Paula. And let me refer to one more fact from your biography, the one
Okay.
that you took a gap year from your studies, right?
Yes, I did.
So could you explain to us how you came to this decision?
Okay, so we're gonna get deep, but that's what I really love. So I am just so grateful to be alive. I suffered a near death experience that just kind of
Mm,
allowed me to evaluate my life and just the choices that I made. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am your typical pageant queen that is perfect and I've done everything right my entire life. No one's perfect. We're all human. And taking this gap from being a pediatric surgeon, which is something that is still a big, big passion of mine, and no dream is too small, and you can always accomplish any dream. It was a hard decision to take a break, but mentally and physically, I just was not in the right space. So I had internal bleeding. And had to have emergency surgery. And so that in
mm,
itself just really messed up a lot of things for me mentally. And for me, my biggest thing, it takes an empowered woman to empower other women. And I just had to take that self-care and get better. And now that I am, after Super, not even after Super, I actually put in some classes. So in August, so after Super, yeah, I will be back for my third year in med school. So
yeah, thank you for sharing this. It's very personal, Paula. So yeah, we really appreciate that that you share this story with us. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Valerie, Mr. International Puerto Rico, now let's talk a little bit about yourself. From what we've learned, you're now in your final year of your double bachelor's degree in marketing and fashion, right? So if you had to create a campaign to promote your country of Puerto Rico, what would be the main feature you would focus on, and which fashion item would you incorporate into this campaign?
Oh my God, I love this question. I actually love it because I feel that both marketing and fashion are a way to, this is the reason why I study it, because our way of transmitting to the world who you are in an authentic way. And if I had the chance to create a campaign that both acknowledges the Puerto Rican people, but also who we are and in our inner self, I would say that one thing I would love to talk about, and probably I like to mention a lot, is our ability of transmitting love, but also our way of being. I feel that us Puerto Ricans are very open to others, are very open of giving them this kind of happiness and security when they most need it. And this is mostly seen when tourists and other people come to our country. And if I have to say a fashion item, oh my God, this is something I need to think about, but I would say maybe I would say, let me think. I would think about the hat, our typical hat, because it's something that identifies us. In Puerto Rico, it's called the jíbaro, la pava jíbara. And I think that as of the moment, and especially with all the artists of the moment, is something that is very recognizable as Puerto Rican. And I would love to use it. I love this idea. I wish it could come true.
Right, thank you, Valerie. Could you please once again repeat how do you call it in Spanish, this item?
La
This
pava
hat?
jíbara.
La
La
pava
pava
jíbara.
jíbara.
Perfect.
Sí, yes.
Yeah, great choice. I would also like to talk a little bit about your love for music.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about it. And what is your favorite song of all times and why?
Oh my God, this is such a difficult question to answer because I love music. I hear music most of the time. Actually, in my free time, you will always see me with my headphones on and just hearing music. I feel that something that identifies me as a person is how I transmit myself through words, because I feel that words are the way to connect with the world, are the way of just letting people know how you feel, but also just connecting as a whole. I feel that music is so powerful and it can unite us in the global aspect. And if I had the chance to choose a song, oh my God, I would say that it is a song I have listened with my dad all of the time, but mostly because it's something that reminds me of my childhood, and it's Hotel California. And
Yeah,
it's a song that I often use when I'm doing karaoke with my dad. So yes, I can listen to that song time without ever getting tired of it, hearing it.
great choice, Valerie. Thank you very much. I also adore this song by the Eagles. Well, thank you.
Amazing.
Let's discuss pageantry with Krista from Australia. What would you say to a person who questions your involvement in pageantry by saying pageants are irrelevant and pointless?
Oh, that's a really great question. I would say that they just don't have the correct information behind them when they're stating that. I think doing pageantry is such a valuable thing for any girl, any woman, anyone that really wants to do it to do. The things that you learn are not necessarily about what people care about you, but the self-love and the determination, the development that you build in character is beyond, I think, anything that you can explain unless you've actually done it. I think I've grown so much as a person, like in just every aspect of my life, like my workplace, my friendships, because I have that pageantry background. So I think, again, to bring it back to the question, that it's really misinformed. And I think if they did some research or listen, that they would really understand the value of pageantry today for young women, or really anyone that wants to do it.
Very true. Thank you very much, Krista, and good luck to you in the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. We're excited to get to know you and welcome you to Poland June the 9th.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Krista. Eduarda from Brazil, let's discuss some stereotypes about pageants that people unfortunately still have nowadays. So in your country, in Brazil, what do you think is the biggest stereotype people have about pageantry? And what would you like to tell them about it?
Okay, people who think beauty pageants are events probably don't understand their true purpose. And the essence of the beauty pageant is not just about appearance, but about representation, purpose, and impact. A miss carries stories, culture, and values, and be the voice of many causes that are not heard. Beauty pageants celebrate women in all their faces, in the facets. As a leader, communicator, a teacher, a presenter, all inspirations is not about a crown or sash, but about the woman who wears it and what she stands for.
Very true. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Eduarda, and see you soon in Poland in just several weeks for the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Van. Bye bye.
Tracy from Cayman Islands, let's discuss pageantry with you. If you had 30 to 40 seconds to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry, how would you explain the idea of pageantry to them?
I would firstly start by saying pageantry is a wonderful opportunity to build confidence, to build public speaking skills, and also a lot of networking. A lot of women enter pageantry with different goals. And I think that each of those can play into each other, especially in the field of pageantry. Having this opportunity to go on stage, speak your mind while being confident is so important to bring into your everyday life. So, to anyone being curious about pageantry and might not know, just know it's definitely experience of a lifetime and you'll come out a new person.
Very true. Thank you so much, Tracy, for your time today and taking part in this episode of Super Chat. And we're looking forward and we're very much excited to see you soon in Poland.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Ivan. It's a lovely speaking to you.
Shanti from Curacao, let's discuss pageantry with you. As far as we all know, unfortunately, there are many people out there nowadays who do not know anything about pageantry or almost anything. So if you had 30, 40 seconds to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry, how would you explain it to them? What is pageantry?
I really love this question. You know why? I'm starting to laugh because at work, my manager, I had to ask him off, right, to prepare myself and to go to the pageant. And he was like, "Okay, but what is the key to go to a pageant? What is it actually?" And I had to explain it to get those days off. So for me, actually, pageantry is a way for not only me but women to get a place where they will be able to share their knowledge, not only their life experiences, but also what they learned on professionalism. I am an advocate for refugees, and I believe that in pageantry, I will get that platform to be the voice of the voices that are often unheard. And that's also actually the meaning of supranational, really going beyond those borders, really being able to share your passion globally. And a part of that, in that process, being able to grow as well. grow in yourself, being able to make connections, being able to communicate, being able to learn other cultures, and ending actually the pageant with amazing friendships and connections. And of course, the crown and the sash are beautiful, and I know that's the first that people see, but I believe that that crown and that sash aren't being supranational. Those are the symbols that clarifies what supranational is, and that's someone that is a leader, someone that can show empathy, and someone that is willing to grow while giving back. And actually, that are the core values of supranational, being aspirational and inspirational. And that's also the reason why I'm competing right now. So I believe that pageantry is a great way for growth, but also a balance between your own personal life and grow and giving back.
For sure. Thank you very much, Shanti, for sharing your ideas, and we're excited and looking forward to meeting you in Poland very soon.
Yes, thank you, Ivan. I can't wait to meet you and the other girls as well.
Ayshri, Miss Supranational India, let's discuss pageantry with you as well as with the rest of the candidates. Imagine you have 30 or 40 seconds, just a very short amount of time, to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash but has never heard about the idea and concept of pageantry. So in a situation like this, how would you explain the idea of pageantry to people who have no idea of pageantry?
That is a beautiful question somebody can ask me as a beauty queen. And
Yeah.
to someone who's listening and has no idea about pageantry, I want to say that human society is about transformation. And if you want to see how modern women are transforming, you need to see a pageant queen. And when I say that, all the women in pageant come with their life stories, with the message that they want to offer to the world. And when a girl wears crown and sash, she wears with all the stories, all the messages that she gave to the world that people feel inspired and connected with. Pageantry is more than any competition. It's about building connections and it's about forging our society into better places. So, next time you see a woman wearing the crown and the sash, remember she has something really beautiful to offer to the world.
Yeah, thank you. Great. And yeah, see you soon in Małopolska.
Yes, thank you so much. I cannot
Thank
wait to meet you in person. And it was
very
lovely
soon.
chatting. I feel next time we are
Yeah,
there, we'll have more fun, more facts to discuss.
for sure. Yeah, thank you, Ayshri. I'm looking forward to meeting you in Poland early June. Paolo from Nigeria, let's discuss pageantry with you. Well, as far as we all know, unfortunately, there are many people out there in the modern day world who do not quite understand what pageantry is all about. So
Mhm.
imagine you have 30 or 40 seconds, just a short amount of time, to tell someone who saw you with a crown and a sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry. How do you explain to them what pageantry is all about?
I tell them that I am Paula Ezendu and I am someone that is dedicating my entire life to making a difference and leaving a legacy in this world, to just uphold humanity and pursue all the best things that I can to help a lot of people. I was raised with not a lot, and so I understand coming from nothing and becoming something. And so with pageantry, I would just let them know that I'm a dedicated person that's willing to give my all to make sure that people are empowered, people are inspired, and people can dream and dare to dream.
Wow. Great idea. Thank you, Paula, for joining us today. And we're all excited to see you soon in Poland.
Me too. I'm so, so happy for this opportunity. Thank you so much for just seeing the light in all of the candidates. And I'm just so excited and blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Paula. See you soon. Valerie from Puerto Rico. Now, let's talk a little bit about pageantry, if you don't mind. So, what would you say to a person who questions your involvement in pageantry by saying that pageantry nowadays is irrelevant and pointless?
I feel that pageantry, for me, I must say that is something I truly admire and I truly am connected to. The reason why I say this is once upon a time when I was immature, I thought pageantry was all about physical aspects, and I was very insecure. I thought I wasn't capable. And when I had the chance to compete and I had the chance to be in a platform that let me be myself, but mostly it helped me connect with the world. It helped me create a purpose. And what would I say to these people that think that pageantry is not enough, that pageantry that doesn't focus on the real thing? I would say it's not. I would say it does actually focus. It does actually give you the opportunity and the tools to become who you are, but also become an inspiration for others to be who they want to be, to others who for others that truly doubt who they are, to stop doing it and just seek change. And that for me is the most important part and the most important aspect of pageantry. It's just about loving who you are and the outside, but also loving who you are and the inside and transmitting that to the world and creating change.
Totally agree, Valerie. Thank you very much for our chat,
Thank you.
and looking forward to meeting you in Poland in June. So excited.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been to Poland actually, and I loved it. And yes, I went almost 4 or 5 years ago, and something I'm missing is the food. So I'm very excited to just go and eat and also have fun.
Yeah, there'll be much fun, we can promise. Thank you very much, Valerie. See you soon in Poland.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.